hunky-dory, Porque or parquet view.
Porque vu?
Yeah.
Interesting. What does that mean? Hunky-dory means like everything's fine, right?
Yeah. Parquet view is, to me, I always think of putting docking a car in a parking spot. It's just what it reminds me of. That doesn't mean that's anything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of my podcast. Normally we would call it Food for Thought. I thought I would do a little series here. This is my dad, James Hackett. You could. That's really, you would want to wave into that camera. There you go. Nice. So this is my dad, James Hackett. I'm Kevin Hackett. Also known as, my dad's also known as Gig. Do you want to explain why that is? Do you have a backstory for that?
Do I have a backstory for that? I've made up some backstories over time that probably wouldn't be appropriate for
this.
giving it to everybody.
It's everything goes on this. You can say whatever you want.
I did.
Okay. So I was gonna do a little series with my dad here. I was recommended a book. This book is called Dad, I Want to Hear Your Story. And it says a father's guided journal to share his life and his love. So I was going to call this series A Father's Legacy. This is part one.
Very nice.
So
it's very appropriate.
Yeah, definitely. So this is A Father's Legacy, part one. Thanks everybody for tuning in and joining us. For those of you watching, shall we just get right into it, or should we?
Get right into it.
Okay, let's do it. So I think each episode we're going to do about an hour long. That sounds like a pretty reasonable amount of time. So let's just get right into it. Starts off with a quote. It says, "The heart of a father is the masterpiece of nature." How do you feel about that quote? I would like that if I was a father.
Yeah, I think it's part of the. I think it's part of the distal streaks of nature.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they call it, distal streak of nature?
I don't know.
But if they that it's a good thing to turn into a non-partner, though. It'd be easier to get somebody to drop it off. If you can't do it, you just mention that guy's name or his rapport with other people.
Yeah.
You just do it in there, and they can't say no to you there.
There you go. Okay, so we're just going to start off on the first page. So basically this just has a bunch of prompts, questions to ask.
Right.
And you can answer them as in-depth or not in-depth as you feel like.
Right.
So the first question is, what is your birth date?
9/5/48.
Okay, so September 5th, 1948.
Yes.
Do you feel old yet?
Sometimes yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes not.
Yeah, that's probably true I feel that way sometimes too. Yeah. 1948 is a long time ago, isn't it? I'm not trying to make you feel old.
I've already answered your question.
Okay, you're right. All right, I'll go on to the next one. What was your full name at birth?
At birth. James Hackett, I guess, would be because they wouldn't call me by that.
Well,
it can be a big number, but it's not going to be the same number they have at birth because they wouldn't have.
Not your number, just your birth name, your full birth name.
Did you have
a middle name?
At some point I did. I don't know when. I don't know if that was earlier or later or mid.
Yeah. What's your middle name?
My guess is my middle name, Kevin.
Oh yeah.
What?
Nothing. That's just my name. So I was like,
oh.
Were you named after a relative or someone else of significance?
Well, I was raised somewhat, I think, with Eddie.
Who were you? The question was, who were you named after? So, like, where did James come from?
James would come for something. that I don't remember what it is. I bet you we could take a book like that on kids' names, and it would James Hackett. James is going to be a very common name.
Mm-hmm.
So
But I'm asking if there was there a James in your family? Someone like close
Yes.
to
Yes.
your parents or something
Yes.
that was, who was that?
Yes.
Was it your
Yes.
dad's name or your uncle? Or?
It would be both. Mostly in my mom's name, I guess.
Your mom's name was James?
No, but I included the everything, not just. Okay, I'm sorry. If that's the case, you just want like, well, James would be James Hackett, Robert Walker, let's say, April. Yeah.
I'm not following you. Okay, we'll just skip over that. In what city were you born?
I would guess Columbus, Ohio.
Okay. What was your height? These are I wouldn't imagine. Some of these are pretty in depth or specific. I don't know these questions for myself, but I'll ask you anyway just because it's here. If you know it, cool. If you don't, not a big deal. The question is, what was your height, length, and weight at birth? You probably don't know that.
I have no idea.
I don't know why you would. Were you born in a hospital, or if not, where were you born?
I would guess it's a hospital.
Yeah. Do you remember what your first words were?
I think it's something like Great Juana Hackett. Do I know what his first words were?
Great Buana?
No. You could say unknown, or you could say the what's it called? You know where the thing that the circle that crosses out the X's and crossings. I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. Also, by the way, each of these pages have a quote at the top.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to read that quote.
Good.
Okay. Fathering is not something perfect that men do, but something that perfects the man.
Nice.
Good quote. Any man can be a father. This is for the next page. It says, any man can be a father, but it takes someone special to be a dad. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's nice.
So the next question is, how old were your parents when you were born?
How old were my parents when I was born?
Yeah.
How old were my parents when I was born?
Mm-hmm. It's
100 yards, 100. When I was born, I'll say 100 yards.
100 yards?
Yeah.
That's not an age. You think they were in their 30s, their 40s?
But I don't know for sure. So.
Yeah. Okay, that's all right. How many siblings do you have?
I've got Eddie, and I've got a dead one. Do we count those?
Well, Eddie passed away, so I'm guessing.
But as my son, I think Eddie. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
So how many brothers and sisters do you have? You got Eddie.
I've got Eddie. I've got Maureen. I've got Ricky.
Ricky.
Yeah.
Berkey?
No, Ricky.
Who's Ricky?
Berkey. Brother, sister.
You have a brother named Ricky? I don't think
Yes.
I've ever met this Ricky that you
No,
speak of.
he's been there for as long as I have.
Okay. Well, as far as I know, you have Berkey, Maureen, and Eddie. Right?
That's close to being right.
Okay. Were you the oldest, the middle, youngest, or an only child? Eddie was older than you, right? Or no?
Eddie was older than me, yes.
So you were middle. You were the second oldest.
Yeah.
If you don't, again, I don't know how much of these you're going to be able to answer, but the question is, how did your parents describe you as a baby?
As a baby?
Mm-hmm.
The description would be almost nothing there, because they wouldn't. Okay, but you want to just. Okay, I'll say it's milk.
Okay. They described you as milk?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Next page has another quote. There are no perfect parents, but there are many moments where being a parent is perfect. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think that's very nice.
So next question is, what stories have you been told about the day you were born?
To my knowledge, none.
Okay. Next page. We're zooming right along.
Well, when it's this good, you just don't want to put it down.
Yeah, this is gold. Getting a lot of new information here. We worry about what a child will become tomorrow, yet we forget that he is someone today, is the next quote. What is your favorite childhood memory?
Maybe with the kids, younger kids, among all the Hackett relatives and non-Hackett.
Yeah.
So,
Do you have like a specific...
oh,
Try to talk into the mic if you want me to move it so it's closer to your mouth.
no, I'm doing it. I got it. Go ahead.
Is there like a specific memory from childhood that you would say was your favorite?
I guess, I don't know, maybe playing with the younger dogs.
Mm. Okay. Not giving me a whole lot here, are you?
You don't have to do the whole thing in one sitting.
No, we're not. I just want to do it for an hour. I'm just...
Right.
If you can be more... I know you like to talk and tell stories, but all your answers have been incredibly short. Okay, next page. The ancestor of every action is a thought, is the quote here. This is a family tree, so we can just skip the family tree.
Good man.
Each of us is tomorrow's. Okay. What 3 words best describe you when you were a kid?
Curious. Wanted to impress others. And wanted to impress themselves. Another one is let them consistent.
Just three
There are
words
3 things.
to describe yourself as a kid.
I said it, and I don't remember what they are.
You said curious was one.
Okay.
And then you said you wanted to impress others, which I guess we can say is a second word, but it's not really like a single... Like they said 3 words to describe yourself as a kid.
Okay, one is curiosity. What was it? Have I given you another one yet? Just curiosity? Okay, curiosity. Desire to be first against others.
So what,
And
like
that's good
competitive,
enough.
maybe?
What?
Competitive?
Oh, definitely.
So that would be a descriptive word that you would describe yourself as a child. So curious, competitive. What would be a third?
That was the third.
What was the second?
I gave you what you wanted.
You said you wanted to be impressive to others, but like That's not a word, so I'm wondering, what would be a good word to describe wanting to be impressive? It's just it's a lot of thinking.
I wouldn't have put it that way.
Well, what's a single word that you could think of for that? Do you want to go on to the next question?
The single word, give me the question again.
What 3 words best describe you when you were a kid? We have curious, competitive,
Curious, competitive, and
impressive.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah? Okay. Did you have a nickname when you were growing up? And
Gig.
if Gig?
Yeah, G-I-G.
If yes, how did you get your nickname?
Well, I guess it was a nickname, I guess. I had the nickname early on, so it had to be, yeah.
Do you know how you got that nickname?
No.
I remember a long time ago you told me that Maureen started calling you that for some reason when she was a little kid. And that maybe she just didn't know your name because she was so little, or she didn't know how to pronounce it or something.
Maybe so.
And it stuck, but who knows? Only God knows, I guess.
This is a long book, isn't it?
We're not doing the whole book right now.
What?
Is this painful for you?
No, it's just, I would rather have that broken up into
We are. We're going to do it 1 hour right now.
All right.
And then we're going to wrap it up at an hour. We are currently 17 minutes in.
All right.
So we're doing good, I would say.
There you go.
How do you feel? You feeling good?
Am I feeling good? I'm feeling good, yes.
Okay, good. Who was your best friend in elementary school?
Pat Dwyer.
Pat Dwyer? Are you still in contact with him?
No, he's dead probably. Almost for sure.
Which television family most reminds you of your family?
Can't remember the name of it, but I'll give you with the way it runs. It's a family-based family that is the normal type of.
Can you speak up a little? You're talking really quietly.
Appendices, and that's it.
Okay. What was what? Can you try again with that?
Give me the question.
What television family most reminds you of your family? If you can think of one. I'm going to move this microphone because you're talking really quiet.
Yeah.
I'm tired?
A little bit. Bing, 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 bing. All right, go ahead. We'll run through it.
Can I scoot you closer to the mic?
It's pretty close already. All right.
Okay. Do you feel like this is like pulling teeth?
Yes.
Me too. All right. Moving on. It doesn't have to. I don't know why this is so uncomfortable for you. We're just talking. Should be enjoyable, but whatever. All right. Did you have braces as a kid?
Did I have braces?
Braces.
Yes.
How old were you when you got them?
5.
5. Do you even have all your adult teeth at 5 yet?
Just telling you.
Okay. Do you think The Simpsons would best describe our family as a television family?
No.
Malcolm in the Middle?
No.
Modern Family?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not. Do you want me to? I don't know if I'm going to keep reading these quotes at the top of each page. I don't know if that's doing much for either of us. All right. When you were a kid, did you share a bedroom or did you have one to yourself?
I assume I share a bedroom, almost for sure. That's what it is. The answer is.
You share in a bedroom?
I share it. Yeah.
What were your regular chores?
Their chores?
Your chores. What were your regular chores?
Oh, dump the food feed pans out in the, let's see, pans of other, I could use a whole number of pans that just have different names and faces, but it's the same thing.
But what chores did you do at the house when you grew up? What were your chores?
I guess to take the laundry out, make sure if she's old enough to drive, that she has a chance to drive.
Okay. Didn't you do like farm work and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, well then why don't you like...
Because I get worn out doing this and doing something I don't like. But I mean, I'd be glad to do it.
Why don't you like this?
It's boring.
Well, you're being boring. So lighten up and like have a...
Yeah, I'm sure you're right.
You're just sitting here like you don't want to be here, and it's kind of like upsetting, honestly. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to spend time with you and like get to know about your life, and you're just like,
it takes me a while to make all the connections.
Okay.
Keep
well,
going.
Why is it boring? You're the one that's being questioned, so it's boring.
Why was it boring?
It's
because he's heard it before, maybe. It depends on what you're talking about.
I'm trying to get like an idea of your life and document your life.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I still think
and
the idea about my life is what I started off there was with at a very young age, like a baby or whatever. So that would be the first one, I think. Then I would build up the age to correspond, as it goes up, to correspond with the CT programs or whatever. I don't know. What else? Well, I'm just telling you, that is, you asked me. And
I asked you what chores you do.
And I know, I said one of the biggest chores we had back then was getting old stuff out of the car to pitch them someplace in some pile. And other things about them.
Mm-hmm. Did you get an allowance?
I'm pretty sure I don't get an allowance.
Did you ever meet your great-grandparents?
I probably have, but I don't remember them at all. But I probably did meet them. I would have been very old.
What's one thing that you miss about being a kid?
For freedom for myself, so I don't have to be subjective to my father, my grandfather, my mother. I could just do what I think is right.
As a kid, you felt like you had more freedom from your parents?
In some things, yeah.
Yeah, I guess in some ways. I feel like in a lot of ways when you're a kid, like you don't have more freedom from your parents, but I guess in some ways too, right? What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Favorite flavor? At that time, I didn't know any better, and I always said strawberry. But that's just what I thought at the time.
If I had to guess, I would say mint chocolate chip. Or lemon sherbet.
Good choice.
Are those your favorites today?
Yeah, those were all three better than mine.
How do you like your coffee?
At that time, I didn't have coffee that I liked. After I was able to have coffee, then it was just classic coffee. You know, it didn't. I probably had sugar in it and cream if I could. Depends. I don't remember, but those were all reasonable possibilities.
Okay. Do you still have your tonsils?
I doubt it. No.
If you could live anywhere in the world for a year with all expenses paid, where would you choose to live?
Any place in the world.
Yeah.
Here we go. I guess I might try something overseas.
Can you think of a specific place?
Okay, Egypt.
Sure, okay, Egypt it is. How do you like your eggs cooked?
Eggs cut
Cooked.
over easy.
What's your shoe size?
10.
How old were you when you started to walk?
4.
What superpower would you pick for yourself?
Superpower for myself. That I can understand what others think, of both of themselves and of things.
That'd be a cool superpower.
What indeed.
Do you have any allergies?
I do.
What are you allergic to?
I don't know. I would get some like corn, some flowers, some other stuff. I don't know.
What's your biggest fear?
Biggest fear. I don't know. Do we have to? Can we take a break till tomorrow?
Can we just try to go for an hour, please? We're at 30
Okay.
minutes almost. You think we can do that?
Yeah. Say it again.
I'm sorry. I
Say
know
it.
you're
That's
tired.
right. Say it again.
What's your biggest fear? I just want to make it an hour, like even if you're okay with that.
A rabid dog.
Wow. Did not expect that. Do you ever buy lottery tickets?
Do I?
Yes.
It's almost none. I don't know. Let me see. Did I ever buy? I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
That's not.
I don't remember you ever. If anything, I think you would probably like persuade people not to buy lottery tickets if I were to guess. What would you order as your last meal?
A great meal, a great dinner.
Is there any specific foods that you would pick? Are there any?
How about last meal? You suppose we could stop this for a while and come back to it?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Well, no, let's keep going. I'll try.
Thought we were gonna do it for an hour, but
How long has it been?
30 minutes.
All right, we'll keep going. You want to know?
You can do it.
Okay, give me the question again.
We can skip this if there's any questions
No,
you want to skip.
give me no.
The question was, what would you order as your last meal if you were eating your last meal?
Steak.
What's your favorite kind of sandwich?
Well, at the time, that would be some kind of a toast and some crusty bacon.
So just toast and bacon.
Toast and bacon, yeah.
That's it.
I'm telling you, you asked me, so I gave you a few more, and then you asked me again. And
What 3 words would you just use to describe yourself during your teenage years?
hoping for the best.
Hopeful.
Hopeful.
You got 2 more for me? 3 words to describe you. Hopeful. Or hopeful and optimistic maybe, because you said
right,
hoping for the best. So
that sounds good.
and kill 2 birds with 1 stone there. But what's the 3rd word?
Give me the first 2 again.
Hopeful, optimistic.
Hopeful, optimistic.
Teenage years. What is 1 more word to describe you?
Say that one last time.
During your teenage years,
Right.
what would be 3 words to describe yourself? We've already said hopeful and optimistic. What's a
I
third?
would say I'm Big Daddy Schwarzenegger.
Big Daddy Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Where did that come from?
It's just there. The stuff is there. It was waiting to be picked up.
Okay. We can just get rid of hopeful and optimistic and just replace it with Big Daddy Schwarzenegger. That's 3
Sounds
words right there.
Yeah, and who could miss that anyway?
Right, that's way more memorable. All right, how did you dress and style your hair during your teenage years?
Classic.
Classic.
Shorter. Okay, hair.
Mm-hmm.
Style my hair.
Just like traditionally?
I don't want to get him overshot on ideas because you have to learn to live with them.
Mm-hmm.
And wasn't there another one you wanted me to?
The next question is, did you hang out with a group or just a few close friends?
When I could, it'd be a group.
Mm-hmm. You'd rather like socialize in a larger group when you were a teen?
Well, I think it's more likely, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you still talk to any of the
Yes.
people from high school? You do?
Mm-hmm.
Describe what your typical weekend was like during your high school years.
What the weekend was like during what was likely. I'm sorry. Say it again.
What was your typical weekend like when you were in high school?
Play with their friends. That's it. If they can get away with a lot more than that, good luck to them.
What kind of playing would you do? Like what kind
What
of?
we would do and what they would do, it'd be just they had them guns or gums or candy or anything that is positive or
Like, do you remember when you were a teenager, like stuff you would do on the weekends?
and well, I guess you could say. I guess you could say baseball.
You play baseball on the weekends?
Yeah, I played everything.
Yeah? What else did you play?
You name it.
You name it.
No, I'm set. I'm ready
Tennis?
to roll. Got it.
You played that in high school, right?
Yes.
What about dodgeball?
Got it.
Did you guys play that back then?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
You're just telling me yes to get me off your back.
Yes.
Did you ever like race cars?
No.
Did you play card games?
Yes.
In high school you did a lot of that?
Oh, yes.
I know Grandma Hackett loved card games, at least when she was older. I don't know about. Did she play card games?
The whole family was into cards.
Yeah. Ping pong. I know you were big into ping pong.
Huh?
Did you play pool in high school?
I don't think we ever had one.
Mm-hmm.
Had a pool table at home, and so I pretty much zero in there.
Hard to play when you didn't really have anywhere to play it. What about, like, did you go swimming much or anything? Or, like, go on little adventures, like with people?
Well, swimming, I mean, if you're just learning to swim, that could seem like a fearful thing to other people.
Did they have movies back then? Like a movie theater? Drive-in theaters and stuff?
I think so.
Yeah. Did you have a curfew?
Yes.
Do you remember how early or late it was?
Don't remember exactly. If I looked at it now, I would guess they'd try to.
What do you think it was, like 10, 9, 8?
Yeah, 10's fine.
Okay. Did you date in your high school years? Were you a ladies' man? Or you?
Did I date in the high? I did date.
Yeah.
But I didn't. It wasn't really a big. It depended on how old you were and stuff like that.
But you, not like general people. I'm saying you. Like,
Yeah.
did you date a lot in high school?
Yeah, I gave you the general answer.
Well, you said it depends on how old you were. So I'm asking again because I'm asking you, like, when you were that age, did you date very much? I guess the answer is yes.
Well, I don't know. That could be no. I mean, we were a little later in some things because my dad had us work in the pens for really funky looking pigs and sows and hogs.
So you were working a lot when you were in high school on your parents' farm?
As much as he could get us to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to adjust that microphone again. I hate this mic stand.
This would be a good place to wade. Huh?
Don't scoot back. You're going to be too far away. I was just messing. All right. Well, hopefully the cats aren't messing up the audio.
I mean,
I don't hear them on the headphones, but I can definitely hear them outside the door. Okay. Did you ever go to any school dances? Do you remember going to school dances with any babes? You had a hot honey to go with back in high school?
well, that goes against what you said. You can't say something and say something that releases you. Say it one more time.
I was just asking, did you have a hot girlfriend to go to a dance with?
No.
Just a girlfriend?
Yeah.
She wasn't hot though.
Well, she's somewhat hot.
What was your school dance like? Do you remember?
Some people danced and they were cooler. Some people didn't dance and they were not as cool. Some of the people like to show off how good or bad they are, or how good or bad their competition is, and that's it.
In what kind of car did you learn to drive?
Edsel.
An Edsel? Is that what you said? What's that? That's a type of car, I guess? Okay. You're really talkative right now. Who taught you how to drive?
I guess it'd be my dad.
Yeah, that's what I would guess too. How old were you when you got your first car?
How old was I?
Mm-hmm.
Nine years old.
You got your first car at 9 years old. Something doesn't add up here.
It's tough sometimes.
Seems a little young to get a vehicle. And a little dangerous.
I'd stand by what I said.
Okay.
You have to think back to your time.
Yeah.
How old were you when you...
Got my first car?
Yeah, sure.
I was 15, 16. I got my temps at 15 and a half and then got my license at 16, like most people.
You were...
Well, say it. What are you going to say?
No, just, you're very nice that you had a father that, where is it?
What are you trying to do?
That would put you on I'll just leave it. It'll put you on stage.
Yeah. Do you remember what kind of car your first car was?
I told you.
Well, it said kind of. My first car, I said, what kind of car did you learn to drive? Which you said was an Edsel.
Yeah.
And was that also your first car?
I suspect so.
Okay. What do you like and dislike about school?
What I like is I learn more. I make more meetings with the people in it. What I dislike more is sometimes people are, especially when they're young, are very, they act like they're worth more, they do more, they learn more, they can present more problems. And that's it.
So you liked going to school for just the sake of being educated, learning things, and becoming smarter or more skilled, and I guess it sounds like you were saying also for the social aspect, like meeting people, making friends, and socializing.
That's correct.
And you didn't like it because younger people tend to be sometimes more disrespectful, maybe, or like just full of themselves, type of thing.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay.
I moved nothing. I gotta move this.
We're at 41 minutes, Dad. We're doing great. 42 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you for being a trooper and getting through this with me and doing this with me in general. I really appreciate you doing this.
My pleasure.
And I appreciate it more so that you kind of don't want to do it, but you're still doing it. It makes it a little more appreciative, or me a little more appreciative, since you're kind of like.
Before I swing this around, will that fall down and break something?
I wouldn't do that because it'll. Why? What do you need?
I need this out of my face.
We got to talk into it. It's a microphone. It picks up your voice.
Can you slide this thing while it's upright so it doesn't, so it keeps it down? If you just go up and down, you're gonna have really.
Well, it has to be in front of you so you can talk into it. That's how a microphone works.
Right.
What were your favorite and least favorite classes in school as a teenager?
Favorite would be something listening, like stories.
Like an English class, maybe?
Like what?
Like maybe like an English class?
You know so little.
Well, tell me. You're the one. I'm asking you.
No, they wouldn't. If they had free time, they wouldn't, which is hard to get. They would, and it just came out, all of a sudden came up. They would not jump every bit into there.
Did you have like a history class or like creative writing or anything?
Probably did.
Yeah. It's been a while since you were a teenager, so it might be harder to remember that.
Right.
What were your grades? Oh, actually, I forgot. What were your least favorite types of classes?
Least favorite?
Mm-hmm.
That's tough. What's the least favorite? So this is. Least favorite what? Food?
Classes and as
least
a teen.
least favorite class?
Yeah.
I would say English.
Okay. What were your grades like?
Excellent.
How excellent?
I don't know exactly, but it was exorbitantly infinite.
Did you get straight A's?
Yes.
Always?
Yes.
Did you ever not get an A in any class?
In any class, during grade school, high school, senior class. You could include everything. When I did not get an A, it probably was. I can't imagine not going that long.
Yeah, not getting
and
an
not
A.
getting an A in something.
Yeah, it'd be. I mean, it's impressive even if you got almost all A's. But, what school activities or sports did you participate in high school?
I participated in
Tennis was one.
Yeah. Well, I had a lot. You count all the. You got English, you got tennis, you got all sorts of different things.
School activities and sports, though. If you're just looking at school activities or sports in high school.
I'm really getting tired of this.
Okay. We'll skip that question.
Thanks. No, I meant just.
It's just 14 minutes to go. We're almost there. Can you, just 14 minutes, Dad, think about how short of a time. 14 minutes is in your 73 years of life,
I mean,
you know?
will this hurt anything if I move it?
Can you just keep it there for 14 more minutes for me?
Yeah.
It's like torture for you.
Yeah.
Why is it so? Why do you not like it so much? I figured.
Irrelevant. No, bang, bang. That's irrelevant.
Well, I figured you would enjoy it because we're doing something together. You know, we're bonding. I'm getting to know you better.
Yeah.
Get to like catalog your life. What's not like to like about that? Is it me? Is it me, Dad?
Do what?
List a few favorite songs from your high school years.
Favorite song from high school years? Oh, some that was more jivey, like, and it seems hokey now. Like, oh, I can't remember the names of these people.
How's it go?
What?
You remember how it goes?
No. I remember you could...
Was it like Elvis, maybe?
Well, Elvis is definitely a possibility.
Was he popular when you were in high school, or was that a different time of your life?
Popular. Elvis is popular in high school. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
That's good enough.
What?
That's good enough.
Okay.
That's hard enough as it is.
Yeah. Knowing all that you know now, what advice would you give your teenage self?
What I would give myself?
What advice would you give to your teenage self, knowing what you know now?
Oh, I would work very hard to have great mothers, fathers, other close relatives to help you increase your grades and stuff like that. And I would want, I don't know, that's good enough. Let's stop it.
Okay, this is fine. We've done 48 and a half minutes, so it's close to an hour. That's okay. We can stop here.
Good.
Did you enjoy yourself?
No. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, you seem tired.
I'm very tired.
Yeah, maybe we should have saved this for a different day.
Yeah, maybe we should have done something.
I thought about going to a movie with you, but I wanted to do this because I've been wanting to do this with you for like a long time.
And was it worth it?
It's hard to say. Yes and no. I'm glad we did it personally, but I feel a little disappointed. But I feel like you are, like you said, you're tired, and
I'm very tired.
I appreciate you doing this with me. Either way, thank you for taking your time to do this with me.
My pleasure.
Hopefully, maybe if we do this again, I mean, I'd like to at least get through this little book with you. You think we can do that?
I don't know. We'll have to see. This is hard.
Why is it hard?
Because it's a lot of nonsensical stuff that is put in. I know you say it's got some senses, but it's got a lot it does not, and it's just you want to have fun in life.
Yeah.
This is the opposite of fun.
Well, have fun with it. You don't have to be so blah about it.
I'm just telling you what happens, and that's what happens.
But you can have fun with it. I'm not making you be the way you're being. You can have fun or not. It's up to you. Yeah, I agree. It would be nice to have fun with it. I would prefer to. What do you think is nonsensical about it?
Is what?
Nonsensical. They're just questions about your life, so that.
What is nonsensical? It just means if you really want to learn something about anything, there should be some sense involved with it. That's just making sense.
But what didn't make sense to you about what we're doing?
Anything you do is through your senses. There's no alternative answer to that. Not a negative.
I know.
way.
I'm saying you were saying that what we're doing right now is nonsensical to an extent, like this book.
Yeah, that's right.
But
If you do something like that, what you're doing is all tied up into sense.
What about it do you think?
I can't stand it.
Okay, that's fine. All right. We will call it a wrap. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thanks, Dad, for your time.
It's my pleasure to help.